Welcome to Tom Talk Shop. Today I'm going to be squaring up a largish pine panel, and I'm going to be using some simple hand tools, and I'm going to walk you through my method of doing it. So if you enjoy this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Okay, I've got my pine panel here. It's kind of an ugly piece of wood, but this will be the back anyway, so it really won't matter. I need to determine what my length's going to be, and I know what it is in this case, and I've got a little bit of snipe on the end, plus I'll need to leave a little bit down here to trim off. So what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going for a final length of about 32 inches, actually 32 even. So I'm going to leave myself a 1/4 of an inch down on that end just to get it square, and it's pretty square already. But on this end I've got some checking and things I want to get rid of as much as possible. So I've made a measurement here, and I've squared off this edge, and this edge over here I've cut and planed to width for my width already. That's done, but it's not quite as square maybe as this one. You always should, work referentially off one square when you can. Now I'll just square off this the best I can reach with my redneck slide ruler. And then I just use any kind of a straight edge just to catch my line. It doesn't have to be real perfect. I'm leaving myself a little bit of room. And since I'm going to be cutting this with a handsaw, sorry, brand new marking knife here, I'm going to cut myself a little bit of a line with my marking knife just to get so my saw blade doesn't tear into the wood too much. I'm still going to take off maybe another 1/8 with the plane to get it perfectly square. It'll have some irregularities in it. And I really want this to be pretty square on the ends, because this will be the outside of in this case, a blanket chest, but it'll be exposed, or at least the ends of the board will be. And you can skip this step, but I don't. I do it real quick. It makes my life a whole lot easier. Plus, you get a little older, your eyes get bad. This helps you to see. All right, I've got it marked. Now, I'm going to be using my frame saw for this, and it's actually a turning saw with a fairly fine cross cut in it. This way it allows me to cut off the end of things. This thing, a lot of times we're cutting panels that are 4 foot wide, and this allows me to cut off the end really easy without having to flip directions or flip around. I don't even own a panel saw anymore. Okay, that's done. And you look at that, I didn't worry about doing too good of a job because I'm going to clean it up anyway. Just wanted to make sure I left myself enough room. Okay. All right, good. I got my square edge. All right, that's my square edge. All right. I'm making sure I know which one's my square edge. It doesn't matter which one, but need to know which one it is. Now, before I even start, I'm just going to take my ruler and get my outer corner. I actually tried to get it a little proud, just easier to start with the square edge a little bit proud. Now I'm just going to take off and start getting down to where I seeing the wood get shiny. Not taking a whole lot off, about 1/8. Now I'm getting down real close. And then what I want to do with the rest of this is just get it so that it's nice and a nice finished edge, and then I'll check it for square again. You want to make sure that you don't run all the way across and off, because you will blow out the end of your board. Now, I don't use a shooting board. I've played around with, I had one where it's got so little room down here that it's really tough to use one. And I find that they really injure my shoulder, so I just don't use them anymore. I can do it this way, and time I mess around with getting a shooting board out, I'm already done with this. And if I've got a 4-foot wide panel, which is very common here, instead of having to figure out how to make the contraption work with it, I just use a square in my eyeball to get it done. Okay, that end's done square, I think. One more little spot. And then I already know the other side's square, so it's just a matter of eyeballing it with this. I probably should make or get myself a big square, but I haven't done it. All right, now what I'm just going to do is, and I'll do it in the vise. Normally I do this on the bench, on the saw bench, but I'll do it in the vise so we don't have to move the camera. Is somewhere around here, I guess. Saver. Now I'll check my final measurement. Oh, I need to take a 1/16 off. So I'll start with checking my square. Actually, I'm a little bit longer right there. And I probably should make myself a note in a couple of spots, at least one spot, where that is. Ouch. Nope. There we go. Close enough. Now, you don't have to do this, but it just makes your life easier. You can kind of see where you're going. And it actually looks like I'm probably a little bit proud right there and right there. So I will just kind of square up each end a little bit. And if you just learn to use your eye, you can get pretty close without even having to check your instruments. And I come over here, come down to my line. Boy, that would have been fun to cut off with a saw. Okay. All right, now I'm almost down to my line. I'm within about a 64th of my final measurement, which is, well, all right, now, get that center. Okay, now I'm looking really good, except for right there. Now again, unlike the shooting board, this requires you to use your eye a little bit. Once you get it, and it's really quicker and easier. Oops. And then once you've learned it, you just don't need the training wheels anymore anyway. Okay, let's take a look at that. Not too bad. Not too bad. Quite frankly, it's probably straighter than our table saw or our chop saw would do. Okay, now I've got a squared up panel, and that's basically how I do it.